So, first of all, I'm welcoming Mr. Soubir Bhatt sir on the platform of Red on News. So, Mr. Bhatt sir, my first question is, first of all, tell me something about your childhood, your journey, school life, your family background, and how you gone from India to UK. This whole journey.
All right, all right. This is a tremendous long story. To be very honest, see, I was born in India. I was born in India. I started my schooling at the age of 3.5, like nursery school, kindergarten from Mumbai. So till the high school years, 12th grade class, I was educated in Mumbai. Then I moved to the United States for my college years, where my college journey was very long. Well, technically, I started off as a pre-medicine and business major. Then I decided to become a doctor. It's too much of a commitment. I wasn't able to make that much commitment. See, I'm a kind of a sporty guy. I love to be in activities, sporting activities, marketing activities. I love to be in the front end, leadership, interact with multiple people, be with diplomatic organization, and I loved acting when I was back in college. I thought for a moment I would be an actor and a model. I don't want to go into the corporate world ever. And see, I'll tell you what, I'm the only child of my parents. My mom's family background is such. They're full of educationists, doctors, lawyers, judges, top cops, and administrative officer. So my Nanaji was a British Army officer who then later joined the Indian Administrative Service. So he was an IS officer. So this showed a lot of disciplined lifestyle to my mom when she was growing up. And by the way, my mom is the 19th generation from Maharshi Valmiki. So on my maternal side, I have the rich heritage and the genetics of Maharshi Valmiki, who was one of the greatest saints who wrote Ramayana. And my paternal side comes in from West Punjab, Lahore. We are Mishra last name, so that's why my last name Bhatt is out of a title. So basically, we are all from the family where education is given a lot of value. Education, family values, culture, being Sanatani, Indian, is very important. But our family does believe like you can have the best from different countries, different continents. That's where my United States migration was supported by my parents. And I moved to the US. I took a long term to graduate. I changed my majors from pre-medicine business to economics and business, and slowly decided I want to be an investment banker. So I started my career with Key Bank in New York City, and I started working. I dreamt that yeah, I'm gonna be an American citizen someday, but that thing didn't happen because the immigration authorities are very stringent when it comes to hiring smart Indians. So Mother India was the open option for me. It's no problem. Like coming back to my nation, serving my nation. See, I saw my stints in Infosys BPM, Infogain, and at JP Morgan Chase and Company. And finally, I became an entrepreneur, specializing more in the field of management consulting, um, investment banking, and law. And currently, I'm a law student. I want to earn my legal degree from India so I can practice eventually at the Supreme Court of India and at international court, and eventually be an international diplomat with the United Nations. Well, currently I am a diplomat with a climate change group from India, which is aligned to the United Nations, and also with the youth wing of the United Nations. I'm a diplomat where we talk more about the immigration and refugee reforms. So that's a very dicey, sensitive topic, which I'm not gonna go into much detail because our country, India's borders need to be protected. India's border needs to be protected. Why? I'll tell you what. It's not that we hate refugees, but there's a norm. There, If people need to come into our country, they need to come in legally. They need to come in
Hmm.
legally with the permission of the Foreign Affairs and the President of India. Any country would exercise that. So why India should be an exception when it comes to refugee? See, we don't have unlimited resources.
Hmm.
It's taxpayers' money. We need to decide what amount of fund we can allocate to immigration. We can't have infinite refugees in India. We need to take care of our citizens first. That's the first humanitarian duty Republic of India has towards its citizens. And I being an Indian citizen, I would say, yeah, first we need to take care of our citizens. Then the remainder of the time, we can look into immigration reforms and the refugee issue. So yeah, coming back. So my family background comes in from a very cultural heritage. Education is given a lot of value, and yeah, apart from education, when serving your nation, serving the world, serving humanity, follows up from the family. So you can very well see from my career that I've given my arm's length of attention to management consulting, professionalism, diplomacy. Even I'm still a student right now. I'm doing multiple academic programs from international schools. I'll be starting my law school here at the University of Mumbai, Government Law College, where a lot of CGIs graduated from. Our Industry and Commerce Minister, His Excellency Piyush Goyal, is an alumni.
Hmm.
Our actress Kareena Kapoor is an alumni.
Great.
Okay, the top-notch lawyer Ramjit Malani was an alumni of Government Law College. So this institution has a lot to offer for the younger generation like us. So yeah, my life story is very long, so I'm just trying to keep it very, very brief here.
Okay, sir. So
Yeah,
from the answers which you have given, so my next question is like, as we can see, your identification is not limited to any particular thing. Yeah, but
yeah.
you're very versatile. You are very versatile, really. Would you please tell some throw the lights on the different fields that you are currently working in right now?
What am I currently working on? Yeah. See, currently we are working on funding capital projects, capital infrastructure projects. Our consulting group is mainly working with super ultra HNIs who are US billionaires living in India to fund businesses which are startups or businesses which are providing gateway to infrastructure development in India.
Yeah.
So these are the super HNIs. We are bringing them on board with our client organization and we're getting them funded. Like for example, in past 5 months, we have raised $10 million American. 10 million is almost close to 100 crore in Indian rupees. And we look forward to raise 400 million more within the next 2 months' time because these are all valid capital infrastructure projects in India which need to be funded from super rich people. See, banks won't be funding so much bigger project. So what our client does, our clients who are looking for funds, they come into us. We as a consulting firm, we provide them with the entire 360-degree solution, whether it's fundraising, whether it's government connection, whether it's getting them approvals, whether it's helping them tie up with another company, or whether it's trying to have them listed in Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, NASDAQ in New York, or in London Stock Exchange. We do that all. We are a smaller version of Accenture, McKinsey, and BCG combined together. So that's what we are currently concentrating on, building India to a very extreme different heights. See, India was always a superpower. Problem with our Indian community is we forgot that for a certain time, but our generation realized that even more. that we are a superpower, we need to make that very obvious by our actions. So, and I'm happy I came back to India. I came back to India. I hold my Indian passport very proudly, and I say, hey, I'm an Indian citizen. I don't need a visa to enter this country, to work in this country, or to sleep in this country.
Great, sir. So basically, you
Right,
are in the field of funding for the startups from the big MNCs to the like seeding one. Yeah,
right. And we are also doing digital transformation for certain companies, like implementing cloud computing. It's way more than implementing cloud computing.
yeah.
We are advising multiple startups in the e-commerce arena, in the Ayurvedic sector, in the health sector. We are advising multiple clients who want to promote Ayurveda, alternative medicine, food items. That's what we are helping them with. Funding, strategic partnership, a position in the supply chain. That's what, as a consulting firm, global chairman, I'm trying to add value to their lives with my team.
Okay. So basically, from the past experience on working on the Indian startups, so how do you feel like in India?
Hmm.
Does the startups things are really like compared to the other America, USA, like America, Canada, and some like big companies like China, the startups are really very big.
Hmm. See, one thing's for sure. We're not competing with any startups. I'll tell you what, a typical Indian startup is always called a unicorn. From day one, they have $1 billion, they have all the ad commercial. See, that's not real business, to be very honest. The real entrepreneurship is growing slowly and steadily, building up a legacy. You're growing slow, steady for permanent sustainability. Look at Parle-G biscuits. They're an Indian company, but are they called unicorn? No. They grew up strategically, slowly, steadily. But everybody knows Parle-G cookies are so good. They're not VC-backed firm. They're not done ads like other e-commerce players in the market that, hey, we are a huge unicorn. No, but they've won hearts of every individual customer. Whether it's a small beggar on the street or an animal or an HNI, they all love Parle-G biscuits. See, that's what real entrepreneurship is. With your product, you're capturing the hearts of the consumer rather than concentrating on getting called yourself as a unicorn or the largest company. Hey, you will become a largest company once you win all the consumer hearts. Prodigy is a large company. It's a transnational company right now. They're one hearts. Everybody knows Prodigy cookies are so good. So that
Yeah.
is real entrepreneurship. You're capturing hearts. There you go.
Okay. So my next question is,
Yeah.
sir, what inspired you to move into this direction? Because it's quite different from the people who normally do. And what motivated you to this?
Could you repeat that question? I'll listen to you once more.
Okay. So my question is, what inspired you to move into this direction? Like
Hmm.
something from the others. And what motivated you to do this?
All right. Right. Very true. See, my Indian cultural values motivated me to do so. See, everybody in the world is following a set pattern of behavior, of getting their funds. Trust me, I'm not saying they're wrong. They are correct in their own way. But you know what? How I saw entrepreneurship in a more spiritual manner. See, I'm a Hare Krishna guy. 50% of my life is spiritual. The remainder 50% of my life is professional, diplomatic, legal, whatever you may want to call it. So trust me, our Indian heritage, the Sanatan roots, are traced way back to million years back. And back in the day, there was nothing called unicorn or growing like overnight. Slow and steady, that is sustainable for the upcoming generation. That's what it is called a real entrepreneurship. That's the reason why, yeah, I thought a bit spiritually. A lot of people might disagree with me in this modern age, where our generation wants everything instantly in a turbocharged manner, right here, right now. But trust me, getting something instantly doesn't mean that's going to stay with you forever, or that's going to be helpful for you to sustain for a long run. We look for a more permanent mark, and more permanent mark, more permanent relationship. See, what our generation, I'll tell you, has become very fast life oriented. There's nothing permanent, there's no attachment, there's nothing to hold on to. I didn't want to be that way. That I got venture capital funded in day one. Day two, I got called myself as a unicorn. And day three, people know my brand name, but when people ask me, like, what do I do? That's where I have to explain. That shouldn't be the case. Gradually, people should be educated about my company, my business, my intention for the society to give back something to the mother nature. That's very important. See, $1 billion valuation won't all get me all the respect, or wouldn't put my karma to a very high level. If I'm able to capture hearts, win their money, we will be making it for sure. See, money is not everything. Money is something to buy you basic comforts. But again, there are way bigger things in life. If somebody understands the spiritual feeling, that person can understand what I'm trying to say here.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
So my next question is, sir, like you are a diplomat, a lawyer, and an
yeah.
entrepreneur as well. How is everything helping you in your growth?
In my goal, okay, here's the thing. Being a diplomat triggers my expertise as a social entrepreneur. So as a diplomat, see, I've two different roles in diplomacy. One is immigration and refugee reforms and healthcare. Another role comes into climate sustainability, which talks more about like how you can develop, like, without hurting the environment, you can still modernize the entire society. So basically, being a diplomat is helping me to basically change the world for the better good. Like, uh, it can help. Diplomacy can help my messages to go more rapidly around the world. That may not be able to go through corporate channels. See, I can reach public more lucidly through the field of diplomacy and politics. See, I'm not a politician. I'll always be a diplomat. That's for sure. A lawyer, a diplomat, and an entrepreneur. That's what I'm gonna be all my life. So it helps if you want to reach the global arena, if you want to reach the global crowd, if you want to create some awareness program. Being a diplomat, it helps you to reach them easily.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So one of your statement that I have read somewhere that never be disloyal to your motherland.
Yes. Yes.
I was
And yes.
really touched after reading this. Like it is very like heart touching for me. How are you
Yeah.
contributing to development of India according to your statement?
Right. Okay. Very, very good. First thing, I'll elaborate. Why never be disloyal to your motherland? First of all, a mother's contribution is way beyond nature. And second of all, India is known as Bharat Mata. The main form of Bharat Mata is Ma Durga. When you piss her off, or you tend to be disloyal to her, you're
Yeah.
gonna see the ugly side of it, which
Hmm.
is a punishment. See, people who have dished motherland India, please see for yourself. They are not very happy in their end life. Pretty sure. People don't like them. They are entangled in multiple cases. See, you can't ditch your mom and make a huge progress and earn respect in the society. You may have money, but that entire money might be going out for your healthcare, or for you to stay out of jail. You can see that. So being loyal to mother is something that's the core of the nature. Someone who's loyal to his or her mother will always be loyal to everybody. See, if I'm not loyal to my mother or my motherland or my parents, I can cheat a business partner just like that because I don't have any conscience in me. I don't feel for anybody. I'm a heartless individual. But when the minute I have my affinity towards my parents, my motherland, I know there's something called ethics. You cannot cheat something. You cannot cheat someone. You cannot do something which is antisocial in nature. That teaches me the ethics, the checks and balances. In Hindi, what we call the daira, the boundary line. Beyond this point, I don't cross my behavior. So this is very important. A person who's loyal to his or her parents will always be loyal to everybody. You can trust that person in business, you can trust that person in diplomacy, you can trust that person in global politics. His word will carry value.
That's great,
Yeah.
sir. That's yeah. We have like list of awards that you have won. So what do you think is the biggest strength behind all the success that you have achieved? Your knowledge, your background, your experience, or your passion?
My spirituality. I'll tell you something. See, I was a believer in God, but I was not very spiritual. The minute I started becoming more spiritual, but the minute I said, okay, 50% of my life is more spiritual, I started thinking that I'm about to become a monk. And I started doing my Hare Krishna chanting. I said I don't want $1 million. I said I need to give up on everything to chant my Hare Krishna, become more spiritual. I don't know what he has in store for me. So I started becoming a better person. I started becoming even more professionally better. And I started interacting more with people. And then slowly and steadily, my entire journey, entrepreneurial journey, took to a very different level. I got involved with multiple organizations. I got involved with multiple segments of the society. You know what? I still can't see myself as a monk of Krishna. I don't keep any vengeance, any greed, any anger. These three things I've like given up. Now, okay, but that doesn't make me a weak person. If anybody is playing some games or acting funny in a very nasty manner, then we spiritual people are strong enough to fight that to the to the finish. See, being spiritual doesn't mean you've like given up everything and you're not standing up for the right. If there's something wrong going on, if there's any funny behavior, we take care of it professionally. So yes, this spiritual journey has been more of a motivator. And automatically when you are becoming more spiritual, you become more positive person. The other person sees you up front. And that point in time, they start recognizing you for your work. That's how the entire award started coming in. A lot of started coming. A lot of the minute I gave up on the fear of rejection, the minute I gave up on striving that I want to be famous, I want to do this, I want to do that. The minute I gave up all these thoughts and started concentrating on the spiritual world, that was when people started actually seeing me in person. They saw I was a very positive person. So that created multiple avenues which wasn't happening before. It starts with spirituality and goes into infinity.
Oh, okay, sir. So
Yeah.
you have your business at different locations. I mean, different countries actually. How do you
Hmm.
manage to regulate everything? It is your team behind this management or something else?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, a good team is definitely helping. See, I operate out of Mumbai, but I travel within India. Like in a month, I'm hardly like in 10 days, I'm in Mumbai. The rest 20 days, I'm in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. I'm traveling all over India as of now. And you know what? I have some very good team members we have built up with. My board of directors, We've built up like-minded people to work with. Even our strategic alliance partners are very like-minded. So basically, what we do is when I'm on the move, I'm coordinating thanks to WhatsApp, email, and all these like modern social media technologies. That's actually helping me to continue work. And see, like I'm sitting here in my big sister's kitchen in Bangalore, and I'm appearing for the interview. See, this is all possible because we have a good relationship even in the social circuit. And I can't define this way beyond. Like when you have a like-minded people in the team, when you have like-minded people in the strategic alliance, in the market, you tend to do a better time management with everything, everybody, and a good group coordination. That keeps me going.
Okay, sir. So you are a diplomat at United Nations High Commissioner
Yeah.
and Immigration and Refugee. So as you have started the interview with that term refugees, so how much serious is this immigration and refugee situation in the world? And what's your personal views on the issues?
See, I'll tell you what. So your direct question is like, what's the immigration refugee issues going,
Yeah.
and
What's
what's
your personal
our view? I'm just see. I'll tell you what. Refugee issue is very sensitive issue. It's an extremely sensitive issue for the crowd that's being displaced out of their country, their motherland. And there's again another issue where the countries who refuse to have the refugees on board because they have limited resources, they have their own uh, what to say, they have a set pattern of governance where they don't have much provision for the refugees. No country has a refugee provision, to be very honest. See, we have like different workshops every 2 months in different locations. So this entire refugee issue, especially the refugee issue, is seen in African continent, Africa and Asia, and South America. So it, it's a very complex situation. It's a very complex solution that needs to be worked out. And I might not be at preparation and at liberty to say that out loud here at the moment because we need to sit with the other high commissioners, understand. Say, for example, there's a certain community in India that is seeking refuge in India. I'm not quoting any names because it's a very political issue right now. Now, there's a pro Hindu country and that doesn't allow refugees. You know what? I really need to say something here. India is a land of Sanatanism, it is a Hindu country. And India allows different religions to live in harmony. In India, you can practice different religion if you're a citizen. But yeah, it's mostly a Hindu majority country. That's nothing to be shy or doubt about. Now, if a group of refugee community are trying to say that we are intolerant, that's not correct. India doesn't have unlimited space. India is a nation that already has its own large population, limited resources. So the first thing, the citizens need to be accommodated comfortably. And if there is any space remaining, our parliament can take a call how we can address that issue. Because, okay, a lot of international groups might say refugees are people, where's the human right uh, concern? Yeah, every human has rights. First of all, the citizens have the first right to this country. If you're a born citizen, a naturalized citizen in India, in Republic of India, we have our duties to our citizens first. It's not. It's not saying we're not saying that we are being insensitive to refugees, but the fact is every country has its own limitations to mass scale foreign people. United States doesn't give work permit to everybody. See, I'm educated in America. United States government said we can't give you work permit. So am I fighting with the US government? The answer is no. Because United States has a bunch of citizens who are jobless, who need to be brought up to that level and accommodated. So every country has their own limitation, their immigration rules, their refugee rule. And see, this is a very, very complex topic, so, and it's a diplomatic topic. So I'll constrict my opinion to this much. The only thing, India has a similar policy for foreign diplomacy and for refugee rules. So India will do exactly how our lead, our presidential system will dictate. It will just not outright say, okay, all refugees can stay in India. It'll be a chaos. It'll be a freak show. It has to take care of its own citizens first. Then we can talk about the other humane group, how we can tackle them. It's not that we're disrespecting or we are racist. We just need to organize our people first within India. Then look at the then look beyond the borders what we can do. That's it I can say it for now in diplomacy.
Yeah, sir. Okay, sir. So basically, you have the
Mhm.
degree of naturopathy medicine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how come a lawyer, as a lawyer and a diplomat, is having this degree?
Yep. See, I'll tell you what. I have 2 more years. See, I'll tell you what. I was pre-med back in the US, who could be have been an allopathy doctor. But I did satisfy, unknowingly, I satisfied the regulation, the requirement to become a doctor of alternative medicine, natural medicine. So, well, I have a bunch of doctors in the family. I always wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor, not a PhD. So this gives me even more better option. I'll tell you what, my business conglomerate has a medical group, and we are making some new investments in agro industry, which will cater products related to alternative medicine, lifestyle, alternative medicinal tea, medicinal herb. If I'm a doctor of alternative medicine, I can very well understand this entire consumer market, medical consumer market, and I render my services very, very skillfully. And yeah, seeing a lot of doctors in the family, I also wanted to be a healthcare practitioner. So doctor of alternative medicines is another option for me. I need 2 more years to concentrate on this and become a doctor, which I'll do after I earn my degree. It
Okay.
helps. It will help for the business for sure and for the country.
Okay. So basically, sir, you have been working in different parts of the world as Indian. I would like to say what opportunities India is holding for the young entrepreneurs as per your personal opinion.
See, India currently is an upcoming superpower, and thing is, Indian minds are very sharp. Even my grandfather, who was educated in the United Kingdom way back in 1920s, he said Indian mind is very, very sharp. Indians are innovators. So India is land of innovation. From here, you'll find different types of jugaad innovation, a lot of customization. What I'm trying to say. In Hindi, we will say jugaad, and in English, we say it as innovation. So a lot of jugaad innovation all combined together innovates new ideas, new products. So
Hmm.
India will see a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of invention, again, all over again. So it's pretty good. I know in Silicon Valley, it's a bunch of Indian community that's coming up with new things.
Yeah, yeah.
You see a lot of Indian CEOs sitting as a Twitter CEO, as Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, you see Satya Nadella in Microsoft.
Hmm.
Then there's another Indian CEO for
Twitter.
even you see
Yeah.
yeah, even you see like the top B schools in America have Indian deans.
Hmm.
So India is very strong, very powerful. Out of Jugaad, we innovate a new facility, a new product, or a new service, or a new way to do things in a smiling way, which was cumbersome before. So India has an A plus plus future in entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Sir, you have won
Yeah,
the Indian Viewers Award. And
yeah.
what is the best suggestion or advice you would like to give to the young aspiring entrepreneurs?
Okay. Don't target awards or don't target to be famous. Create something that way becomes very, very big. So
Yeah.
I would say concentrate on something that you love to do. Keep going. See, when you're really passionate and concentrating on your work, you're showcasing that work to people. Love and passion for your work, which I always keep doing on LinkedIn. That we're doing this, we're doing that, we do this. Automatically, people start recognizing you for your good work, and then suddenly there will be certain journalism companies saying, "Sir, we want to sponsor you for an interview, or we want to recommend you, or what to say, nominate you for an award." Slow and steady, that's how things are gonna come up. When people love your work, they're gonna come up to you and give you the option to become more famous. But till then, it's like you should be enjoying what you do. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now my questions are in, and thank you so much, sir. Like this interview was very inspiring and very informative for all the audiences.
It's likewise, yeah. I really enjoyed. I
And
really enjoyed.